that is powerful. So when did you start doing ceremonies in LA?
Uh,
I know you were doing some in Mount Shasta, and you do some down here in LA. And how did that get started?
Yeah, so that's a really good question, actually. So let me ask you this: by ceremony, as in like me hosting
I'm talking
gatherings?
about you and you hosting your own gatherings.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. So honestly, it really started with collaborating with other young people like us, you know, and that's how it starts. Community gatherings. It takes a village to create these experiences. I could be that person and do the thing by myself, but it takes a team. You know, whether it's a sweat, you need a firekeeper, you need a doorman, you need someone to do the cleanses, you need the person to do the water, and the list goes on. You know, it's a whole preparation, and not just that. You need people that have a relationship or understand that or are willing to learn and be of service. I'm still a student of life. I never claimed these titles that people try to give me. Personally, I'm a little I don't want to say I'm against it. I say, like, don't put me on a pedestal. This is why we're in a circle. This is not a hierarchy. We're all masters and students of all kinds of things, right? You're obviously, compared to me, you're a master of film. You're a master of, I don't know, right?
Right.
I could easily say I'm a master of coaching lacrosse. I've been playing and coaching for 15 years at least, right? So, however, we still teach each other something, but there's a relation there. But going back to what your question was, when did I start doing that? Man, this is a hard, I don't want to say it's a hard question, but I gotta know the number. It's like,
well,
timeless.
how old are you? Let's start there.
Thanks. I'm like, can I curse on this?
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, like there's a saying that a brother of mine says, don't mind fuck it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't mind fuck it. I don't want to make shit up either, you know. But going back to the context I'm holding, I just turned 30 in April. So my 20s are gone.
Yeah.
So now I'm entering a new chapter, a new season of my 30s. I'm like, holy crap, I'm 30. Wow, what a blessing.
Well, 30 is young to be already years into hosting ceremonies and this far into your journey.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't come across that until, you know, their mid-30s, their 40s. There aren't that many elders that are out here and leading these ceremonies and teaching the youth. And so, yeah.
That part. So I've been of service for at least 5 years in general. Whether it's firekeeping, whether it's just being a guardian for medicine, whether it's just helping organize events. It's not just medicine. Medicine could be a fireplace. Medicine could be sharing food. Medicine could be music, right? So, but going back to when I started hosting, per se, it's more like I started noticing things within certain criterias. Like there's been people that I collaborated with where beautiful, they gave me an opportunity to practice, to use my voice, to bring the medicine that I carried from the work that I've done, working at the forum for like almost 4 years, handling operations and production, from coaching, from doing all these other things, from having experience in these festivals, of learning how to like read the room, of how to be assertive, of how to be grounded. You know, and I noticed that there's a lack of discipline, there's a lack of structure, there's a lack of education overall, and there's a lack of being open-minded to teach other people and not be so gatekeepy. Now I'm gonna
pause. Within native culture or the culture in general?
Culture in general.
Okay.
But also in my opinion, these aren't facts. This is just something from what I observed.
Right.
Because, like I said, from all the work that I've done, I learned how to read the room. You know, am I perfect? No, absolutely not. I never claimed that. However, I wasn't born yesterday, right? I don't think age, just because you're an elder, just because you grew up in these ways, doesn't mean you're a good person. Number one, that's something that people get wrong. I pay attention to how people walk. Yes, you could say the perfect things within the circle. Yes, you could look the part. Yes, you could look like the most native dude or dudette in the space and do all those things. However, if you're outside the circle, and you're yapping bad things about people that are brand new and are really open-hearted. I've seen this a lot. And they have this ego where I'm better than you. That's not good, in my opinion, because these places are meant for healing. These places are meant for connecting. These places are meant for us to create a community, because this is what's lacking in our country right now. That's a whole other subject, but there's a huge attack on the family and then all these things, and this is why there's a lot of corruption. But that's a deep subject.
There, I have noticed a big. There is a I'm the most native in the room competition. That's in regards to ceremony. That's in regards to powwows or just those of us who are part of tribes. You got the tribal. Oh, our family is the best. Or in my like, you might have a large family. We all share one name, and then now it's but I'm the center of this family. I'm the epitome. I'm the leader, and it is. I call it micro tribalism. So I feel that in Native culture we suffer from this because we're all one people, in my opinion, from Alaska all the way down to Guatemala. You know, we're all one native to the Americas people, and we're broken up into tribes, and then even before the tribes, before the colonizers came, we were stuck to ourselves in villages. You know, we did have intertribal trade and we did have common languages, and so we were civilized in that manner, but we've always kind of stuck within our own smaller communities. And so now that we're tribes and we become bigger nations in that sense, recognized by the government or broken up by land, now there's micro-tribalism within tribes, where it now comes to the family. At least that's how I perceive things. That's how I see it. When I think we should be connecting.
Absolutely. So there's a lot of places I could touch on, but going back to what you're saying here, it's all trauma-based. It's all trauma-based, and this is why a lot of things are very gatekeep, and there's a lot of things that I don't talk about because I understand why they're kept hush hush, you know. And I don't know who's going to be watching this, but if people go to like my social media, for example, they're going to immediately judge me because of what I'm showing, expressing. It's like, yeah, you don't know what I know either, and that's okay. You don't need to. But going back to what I'm saying here is everything is trauma based, because what happened when the Europeans came? Genocide. They see that you're practicing these ways of life. They categorize it as whatever it is, whether it's demonic, whether it's completely opposed to their religion. So there's a lot of consequences that happen because of that. So there's a lot of fear rooted in that. There's a lot of things that are kept secret because we're programmed that way these past couple of 500 years, actually, or more. I don't know, right? So this is where the intertribal conflicts happen, because it's always happened. That's humans as a whole. But during that conquest, there's a lot of betrayal amongst our own people.
Yeah, like with the Bureau of Indian Affairs, the 5 civilized tribes. You know, the Bureau of Indian Affairs, they funded the churches who came and forced natives onto into those schools, which led to the whitewashing of our culture, the murder of indigenous children. The Pope already did come down and apologize, but that was funded by the Bureau of Indian Affairs, which was made up of the 5 civilized tribes who owned slaves. And so the colonizers saw them like, oh, they own slaves. They're the only civilized native culture, and they're the only natives that became recognized. That's like the Cherokee and the Seminole, and there's like 3 other ones, mostly in like Florida, Louisiana, South Carolina. So yeah.